the suspicion that the suicide by Epstein was not a suicide. It's a legitimate suspicion for the very simple reason that he's acted as the pimp for a lot of celebrities and a lot of powerful people who obviously are sighing a sigh of relief over his suicide. Because had Epstein gone to trial and decided to reveal the people that he's pimped for in the leadership of the United States and Great Britain, I might add, like I say, the fact that he committed suicide under suspicious circumstances is worthy of our attention, but I doubt that it will make any changes in the fact that he's gone and he's taken to the grave with him all of the information he has on the unusual leaders of America and Britain who have who responded to his pimpism and for the satisfaction of their sexual gratification.
I recently had George Galloway on the show, and he had made note of Robert Maxwell, the father of Ghislaine Maxwell. He had ties to Israeli intelligence.
My question about the FBI is why haven't they located Ghislaine Maxwell, who it's abundantly clear was effectively the pimp of Jeffrey Epstein. And if they're not looking for her, they're not going to be looking for Prince Andrew. I have a particular interest in this case because I was the man in Parliament under parliamentary privilege who began the process, it was quite a short one, of bringing down her late father, Robert Maxwell, the Israel agent and British publisher who turned out to be the greatest British thief of the 20th century. He stole hundreds of millions of pounds of his own employees' pension money. And I played a pretty significant role in bringing him down. His favorite child was Ghislaine Maxwell. And indeed, the yacht from which or on which, depending on your theory, he met his end was called the Lady Ghislaine. And because of his close relationship to intelligence, at the very least Israeli intelligence, but there may have been others, I've long suspected that the Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein affair had its roots not in the unspeakable sexual depravity that they represent, but in the unspeakable depravity of the intelligence business. It seems to me overwhelmingly likely that Maxwell and Epstein were luring people into this depravity in order to photograph and film and record them so as to exercise through blackmail that kind of power over them. That seems to me at least the best working hypothesis. And in a way, I'm surprised that not many more people in the United States are clamoring for that to be dealt with. Of course, if that is the case, that would explain the lack of action on the part of the FBI and the justice authorities. But Epstein and Maxwell were close friends of former presidents of the United States, would-be presidents of the United States, former and maybe would-be prime ministers of Israel, as well as rich and powerful people from all over the world. And it seems abundantly clear that when they entered the halls of Jeffrey Epstein, they were entering the gates, if not of hell, then of the anterooms to hell.
Do you believe that Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, that they may have had any sort of ties to intelligence, and that that this whole thing may have been involved in some kind of intelligence operation?
On the periphery, when you begin to make contact with a lot of people who are in the intelligence community, or CIA, you name it, it spills over. But that he was an actual agent of either Israel or the United States, I doubt that's the case. I think he lavished the idea of dealing with celebrities, powerful people, and of course the coin of his realm was sex with underage girls. And so it was essentially a pimping process for the high and the mighty.